The Good Friday Massacre was a brutally violent game where a whole bunch of penalty minutes occurred, 10 players were ejected, and we're supposed to figure out which year, out of 4 given years, this game occurred. So the idea is to start somewhere and go back in time and figure out which of these years happened to land on a Friday. So conveniently, April 20th was the same day that this exam was given, and it happened to be given on a Monday. So let's make a conversion where 1 represents Monday, 2 represents Tuesday, and so on. 4 is Thursday, 5 is Friday, and 6 is Saturday. And we're going to use mod 7, so we can go back to 0 at this point. You could write 0 or you could write 7, but to stick with a convention of just using remainders as opposed to numbers that aren't in fact remainders, we're going to use 0. So I'm going to write 0, and 0 is going to represent Sunday. Okay, so we're starting on a Monday. So I'm writing 1 to represent Monday. So the 1 is Monday. April 20th of 2015. Okay, so next up we'll count the number of years. And we're going to go back in time because we're starting from 2015 all the way back to, let's go to 1981 and figure out what day of the week that is. Each of those years, except for leap years, had 365 days. And finally, the leap years are given to us in the question. There's 8 of them if we read the note above. So we'll subtract 8 more days representing those years that in fact had 366 days. So just for clarity, we have the number of years right there, and the 8 is representing the leap years. We need to reduce this number in mod 7 to figure out what day of the week 1981 had its April 20th on. Okay, so 1 we'll leave alone as 1, and then subtracting these years we get 15 plus 19, so 34. There's 34 years in that time span, and the 365 reduces to 1 in mod 7, and 8 reduces to 1 as well. So the 1 and the minus 1 end up going away. And the 34, we'll reduce that as much as we can. How about we take 34 and we subtract the closest multiple of 7 that we can think of? So how about we subtract 35? Okay, so this gives us minus 1 when we take 34 and subtract 35. So we have minus a minus 1. So in total we get 1. So this means that in 1981, April 20th was also a Monday. Let's write that down. So April 20th, 1981 was a Monday. Okay, what about the next year? April 20th of 1982 would be a Tuesday. because one whole year would add 365 days, which is congruent to 1 in mod 7. The very next year, 1983, would be a Wednesday. And then the final choice that was given in the question, 1984, is actually going to end up being on a Friday, because February 29th of 1984 exists. So instead of jumping 1 day down the week, we jump 2 days. So this one is Friday, and that's the correct answer. That's the one that we're looking for, because the Good Friday Massacre, of course, occurred on a Friday. So in 1984, that's where this hockey game occurred, and we're excited that we've now figured out that it was in 1984.